The Battle of Hastings was a significant event in English history that took place on October 14, 1066. It was fought between the Norman French army led by William, Duke of Normandy, and the English army led by King Harold II. The battle resulted in a Norman victory and the crowning of William as King of England, marking the beginning of Norman rule in England. But let's start by understanding the events that led up to the battle. In 1066, King Edward the Confessor of England died without a clear heir to the throne. This led to a succession crisis, and several claimants emerged, including Harold II, William of Normandy, and Harald Hardrada, King of Norway. Harold II was crowned King of England after Edward's death, but William of Normandy disputed his claim to the throne. William believed that Edward had promised him the crown, and he was determined to take it by force. He gathered a large army and set sail for England, landing at Pevensey Bay on September 28, 1066. Meanwhile, Harald Hardrada had also invaded England with his army and defeated the English army at the Battle of Fulford on September 20, 1066. He then marched towards York, where he was met by Harold II's army, which had marched north from London. The two armies clashed at the Battle of Stamford Bridge on September 25, 1066, and the English emerged victorious, with Harald Hardrada and most of his army killed. However, while the English were celebrating their victory, news arrived that William of Normandy had landed in England with his army. Harold II quickly marched his army south to meet the Norman French army, and the two armies met at Senlac Hill near Hastings on October 14, 1066. The English army was composed mainly of infantry, while the Norman French army had a mix of infantry, cavalry, and archers. The battle began with the Norman French army launching a series of attacks on the English army, but the English held their ground and repelled the attacks. However, in the afternoon, the Norman French army launched a feigned retreat, which drew the English army down the hill in pursuit. This left the English army vulnerable, and the Norman French army launched a devastating attack, which broke the English lines. King Harold II was killed in the battle, and the English army was defeated. William of Normandy was crowned King of England on Christmas Day, 1066, and he established Norman rule in England. The Battle of Hastings is considered one of the most significant events in English history, as it marked the beginning of Norman rule and had a profound impact on the development of English culture and society. In conclusion, the Battle of Hastings was a pivotal event in English history that marked the beginning of Norman rule in England. It was fought between the Norman French army led by William, Duke of Normandy, and the English army led by King Harold II. The battle resulted in a Norman victory and the crowning of William as King of England.